Is it that time of day already? Is it that time of day already? Yeah, it is. Finished about 2:30 today, the court hearing. But here we are. See what's been going on, what was said, who said what. I believe we'll get to see something about Emily and Sean today. And a welcome to Too Snappy. Become a YouTube member. He's a wizard. Oh, happy days. But, I'll have to ask. Eugenie Collins, Harriet Brooks, Embla Jauhojarvi. I don't know how you say the surname. Jauhojarvi sounds about right to me. Who are these three young ladies? They all claim to be Madeleine McCann. Yes, they did. All three of them. What's going on in the world? Embla was a Swedish woman who in 2016 was found living rough in Rome. Did you know? And she was 21 years old at the time, and she actually has Asperger's syndrome. But what were the circumstances? Well, missing persons organisations and members of the public noticed a perceived resemblance to Madeleine McCann. Embla herself reportedly claimed to be British and named Maria, or MADDIE, colloquially. But the resolution, media reports and her father's statement clarified that she was not Madeleine McCann. She had run away from her home in Sweden, and the speculation was debunked after identification through family confirmation. Her age alone, 21 at the time, compared to the 13 Madeleine would have been, excluded her as a candidate. Embla's case attracted significant media attention, illustrating how public speculation can misidentify individuals in high-profile missing person cases. So there we go. That is Embla Jauhojarvi, who also claimed to be Madeleine McCann. But what about Harriet Brooks? She also claimed to be Madeleine McCann. It seemed to be a few people that threw it out there that they were indeed Madeleine McCann. But Harriet Brooks was a university student from Manchester who in 2017 claimed on social media to be Madeleine McCann. She referenced specific physical markers, a bit like what Julia Wandelt done, such as a brown spot on her iris and a mole on her thigh to support her claim. She publicly stated, "I honestly believe I'm Madeleine McCann," which we now know she wasn't. The claim was quickly revealed to be false, with Harriet admitting it was a joke. At the time, Madeleine would have been 14 years old, whereas Harriet was an adult university student, making it impossible. Her case represents a hoax rather than a credible claim, showing the susceptibility, as a mouthful, of social media to generate misleading reports. And then the one that I actually heard about, whereas I didn't hear about the other two. I'll be honest, I didn't hear about the other two, Embla or Harriet. It was news to me, but that was the power of research. I was like, hang on a minute. But Eugenie Collins, her I did hear about because I remember seeing it in the news. But she was born on October the 23rd, 2002, and is a 22-year-old from Arkansas, United States. So, she gained attention after asserting that she was, in fact, Madeleine McCann. But how did she come to this conclusion? Well, Collins claims her DNA results indicate she's 68% English and Northwestern European, which she interprets as a connection to Madeleine McCann. Well, I think that's more of a case of tell me you know nothing about DNA without telling me you know nothing about DNA type moment. Let's be honest. Experts have criticised this as insufficient to prove identity, noting ancestry tests cannot confirm familial connections to the McCann family are not equivalent to a forensic DNA test. No, I think a forensic DNA test does thousands of points or something. It's a lot more in-depth. But Colin stated she has never seen an original birth certificate and has faced challenges acquiring official identification, fueling her suspicion about her true identity. I've never seen a real one of mine. I was adopted, so obviously I don't get the real one, so could I claim to be Madeline McCann? But she says her belief was sparked after seeing Julia Wandelt, a Polish woman, making similar claims. Well, we know on Dr. Phil in 2023, and Collins said this prompted her to see resemblance between herself and the age-progressed images of Madeline McCann. And the weird part about the Eugenie Collins was she suggested that the man she believed to be her biological father is actually Christian Bruckner. And we know he is the German man identified as a suspect in the Madeline McCann disappearance. But she claimed to have recognised him from photos, but provides no conclusive evidence linking him to her or Madeline. So basically, like, that went out the window. So there you go. It's not just a Julia. We have other people, Eugenie, Embla, and Harriet. So there we go. That is actually four people claiming to be Madeline McCann, and which every single one's been debunked. Every single one. But yes. But nonetheless, the court hearing today. Let me bring it up so you can see what I can see. So as I read it, you can see on screen. But we've done day 1, 2 and 3, and here we are on day 4 already. It's flying by. But I believe it ended about 2:30 or just after. It wasn't actually as long as the other days where they went through till sort of well after 4, some around 5. But at 12 minutes past 10 today, they actually entered the court. The 12 jurors have taken their seats, and the day will begin with the prosecution presenting extra paperwork for the jury, including a timeline of events according to the prosecution. There will be some agreed facts, details of the case, the defence accepts, and then Madeline's sister, Emily McCann, is to give evidence. Her evidence will be via video link. Her brother Sean is also expected to give evidence today. Agreed facts about December the 7th, which was the visit by Julia to the McCann's home. And this was at 10:26 this morning. The jury has told the following, which is agreed by both the prosecution and the defence. A white Kia Sportage registered to Karen Spragg's husband pulled up outside the McCann's home on Saturday, December the 7th, 2024, caught on camera by a ring doorbell belonging to the McCann's neighbour, Dr. Alex Milton. See, that's where these doorbells come in handy, because they pick up stuff and you're just like, wow. I mean, we've not normally had that, have we? So for other, like these ring doorbells, they do a bit of a godsend at times. You're like, yep, we got it. He said in a victim statement to Leicestershire Police he had taken his dog out for a walk at about 6 p.m. and saw a woman in the car parked in the street. She was still in the car when he got home about 25 minutes later, and he said, I thought this was strange. He went back out for a curry at about 7:30 in the evening, and the car was still there. And he said, I'd never seen the woman or the car before. The jury was then shown the Ring doorbell footage of the vehicle. It shows two figures walking to the McCanns' home. At 10:36, Emily McCann begins her evidence. The jury has heard that Emily McCann, Kate and Gerry's daughter, was contacted by Wandelt on Facebook in January 2024. 2 weeks later, Julia got in touch with her again, asking her to do a DNA test with her, and then again in late April 2024, Wandelt contacted Emily to urge her to persuade her parents, Kate and Gerry, to respond. Emily is on the screen and has just been sworn in. At 10:44, Emily describes getting messages from Julia. Emily told the jury, "I'm not fully sure on exact timings, but I knew of her before she contacted me. I think the police had got in touch with my parents about it, and it was maybe on the news as well. It started in January 24, where she's been messaging me on social media. At the time, I hadn't really clocked that it was her as such. She said she didn't tell anyone about the messages. I wouldn't have known that would have been stalking, and I thought I could deal with it myself. Ignore them. I didn't want to add any additional stress to my parents." So Emily is basically saying she knew from Julia's actions her parents are obviously stressed. She said she left the messages on her Facebook account. They came from a name called Julia, and the account had a photograph of Julia on it. I was used to getting messages from people about the case, so I was used to ignoring messages. I don't think I'd fully processed the connection, but now it's obvious. Julia, it makes a lot of sense. At 10:49, Julia wanted to share childhood memories with Emily. See, that's where it starts getting a bit creepy in my eyes. I don't know, let me know in the comments. In the first message to Emily, Julia told her, "I am this girl who went viral saying she was Madeleine McCann." She told Emily she had been rejected without any DNA test being done. She added she had been hypnotised and had memories of her childhood playing with Emily. Julia said, "I know many things. I can tell you my memories." Bearing in mind she's like 3 years old. Emily told the jury it was quite distressing to see her messages. "There's a sound of desperation in a message which puts a lot of stress on me. I didn't feel comfortable about it. I didn't want to receive messages like that." Exactly. And you shouldn't have to. But no, Julia's full on cuckoo nest. 10:53, Emily found messages creepy. Emily received more messages in which Julia described remembering feeding Sean McCann when he was a little boy and hugging Emily. Emily told the jury, "It made me feel quite uncomfortable." Full on creeps. I mean, it's quite creepy. She's given these details and trying to play with my emotions and my memories. She said she did not reply to any of Wandelt's messages. She said, "I don't usually reply to people I don't know to protect myself, really." At 10:58, DNA test requests. As well as asking Emily to get her parents to take a DNA test with her, Julia asked Emily herself to take a test, offering to pay for it, which is strange because we know Julia's mother said to her that she would do a DNA test as Julia asked, but Julia went round saying no. She said no, but she said yes, you pay for it and I'll do it. But Julia never paid for it and never done it, and that was with her mum. Emily told the jury she was not persuaded to take a test, but did feel guilty for ignoring Julia. She said, "I always knew she wasn't Madeleine, so I didn't need to do a DNA test. The people around me didn't think it was appropriate for her to get a DNA test." Another message from Julia said, "I need you to believe me, Emily, and maybe inside your heart you know." Strange. Emily told the jury, I didn't find it persuasive, but it does make you feel guilty. She's desperate to reach out to me. It makes you feel guilty for not listening to her. And that's what she wants. See, she's working on that sort of avenue to pull at the heartstrings to get some sort of response. At 11:04 today, you didn't know what she would do next. And that in itself just sounds a little like dangerous, basically. Emily said she was concerned about Julia and the messages on Facebook, TikTok and Instagram, and blocked her on quite a few platforms. So she's literally going around Facebook, TikTok and Instagram to try and contact. I mean, if that's not stalking or harassment, I don't know what is. She said she told her mother, Kate McCann, showing her all the messages. She said, I was not scared, but it showed you the lengths she would go to try and get heard, which was a bit scary because she didn't know what she would do next. And that's basically it. I mean, that's creepy. She said she told her family about Julia after realising the rest of the family were already being affected by Julia, including a letter posted to the family home. That letter was addressed to Emily, and she said it was quite similar and along the lines, I was her last hope, and she really needed me to help her and trying to persuade me that she was Madeline. She also printed out pictures of me and her, which were included in the letter. Emily did not keep the letter, she said. At 11:09, Julia sent edited pictures of Emily and herself. Yeah, we've done all this on Facebook with the real Julia Wandelt and Blank Faces. We went through it all and seeing all the crazy stuff. So, good morning, learning to live. Hope you are well. Living the dream. Eating the custard cream. Maybe you might not even like custard cream, so I don't know why I said that. But I hope you are well. We're up to 11:09, so you've not missed much at all. But I did expose 3 other people who claim to be Madeline McCann. Eugene, or Eugenie, as she's called. Harriet and Embla. 3 other people. 11:09. In addition to the pictures in the letter, Emily received digital messages that include more pictures of herself alongside pictures of Julia, but Emily said it was clear the pictures of her had been changed. That's exactly what we were saying. And we were pointing it all out, and we're getting people in the messages when we were doing it, even during the live, and they're saying, no, they're not. But yep, here we go. Proof they're edited. She said she clearly edited the pictures to make me look more like her, which was quite disturbing. She said the pictures of her were pictures she was familiar with, so she knew they had been changed. I mean, the desperation, it's quite scary. Would you say scary and then some? I mean, it's absolutely nuts. But I don't understand what the point is. Like, knowing full well that they are literally the photos of Emily, which Emily knows. Why, or what planet would you live on thinking that they would not realise they've been edited? They're literally her photos. She knows. It's so sad. She's desperate, and those fools kept egging her on. Sean, Ron, and I was. Yep, that's basically it. I mean, she's desperate. I got a feeling it's like one of those. I'm sliding down my chair there. It's like one of those times, you know, when you just don't like who you are, what you are, where you're going, maybe. And she just wants to be someone else. So she thought she'd project onto Emily and Kate and Gerry and Sean. I mean, there's nothing normal about it. Nothing. So, yeah, it is sad. It is sad. Probably all the above. Hope you're well, Fred. Living the dream. Um, it could be a case of all of it. The illness we don't know, do we? I mean, she was not diagnosed with mental health in prison, so that only leaves fame and money, fame or money, but maybe both for them. I mean, we know like what she's doing with her music, OnlyFans, and all this and that. It's all attention. She wants attention. She wants clicks, likes, and that, and that's what life's like with all this social media rubbish. So she just wanted to be noticed. So for fame, for money, I'd say, to be honest. Oh, there you go. Yeah, I think the same. Yeah, I think fame and money. Because, you know, with the fame of this, that, and everything else gets all the clicks and the views, then comes the money. So, and she's been asking for money, like when she was with Sean Atwood and Ron Swanson, wasn't it? She was literally saying, like, oh, yeah, this is my PayPal and all that. So, definitely money, definitely. I think mental illness and desperation, she's had it rough, but this is wrong. Yeah, because I was thinking, even though I know she wasn't diagnosed in prison, but then I don't know how good these people are, but you know, rewind because it's been going on for a couple of years. That I there has to be some type of mental illness in there, like depression or whatever I said, because like you know, not liking herself and this, that, and everything else. So I think there's some sort of mental illness without a doubt. I do think that's in there, but obviously it hasn't been confirmed. So I would say fame and money, but going back, you could probably look at it and say mental health, definitely. So, and desperation, yeah, she's desperate for the attention. She's desperate for fame. So, yep. Like Anastasia Romanov, everyone claimed to be her as well. I think it's a dream of finding out you're a princess and not an everyday person. Yeah, I mean, like at the beginning of this, Embla, Harriet, and Eugenie Collins, they all claim to be Madeleine McCann, and then we've got Julia Wandelt. That's four people. I mean, Kate and Gerry must be pulling their hair out, regardless of the actual case. It's just saying about people pretending to be their daughter. I mean, it's awful. I mean, definitely depression and delusions of grandiosity. Yes, that's probably well put. Yeah, definitely grandiosity. You're you know, grandiose. Yeah, lording it up. Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah, that's what I think. Depression. Um, been there, done there, got the t-shirt, so I know how that makes you feel. So that's definitely like I said, like I would say mental health, but it's not been official anywhere. I don't think. I mean, what has in her past, yes, because mum and dad say like she goes absolutely crazy if nothing goes her way. She goes full on cuckoo nest. She goes nuts because it's her way or no way, and she will kick off and she will get violent. That's what she's like. And to react like that, there's definite things going on like mentally. So I would say depression myself. But you know, I'll keep saying like, oh, but it's not been whatever. But other in the past, it has been. So I reckon that's still there. And even though the prison may not have said, oh, we believe you're depressed or whatever it may be, might have been on a high at the time. Who knows? I reckon there's definitely something there. Um, and I think that's what's sort of give her the craving for fame and money, like what Fred said. I feel so bad for them, but they are kind of hinky as well. It depends how you look at it, innit? I mean, with that, I mean, the jury's still out in my head with Kate and Gerry. I mean, it's their daughter, innit? I mean, blimey. So I don't know. You have to let me know what you think. Let me know what you think about the parents. But for anything that Julia and these other three girls are doing, claiming to be Madeline, it must be awful. It's just wrong. It's just twisted. I don't get it. But that's to do. Maybe all of them got mental health, something going on. I don't think you can be of a sound mind when you're willingly sat there editing photos to make yourself look like someone, to say, look, I'm a part of this family. That's strange. No matter which way you look at it. At 11:11 this morning, Mum really struggled. Emily was asked how the contact from Julia affected her mother, Kate McCann. She said, it definitely took its toll on her and her well-being. All the time her phone would be going off and it would be Julia. I think my mum really struggled with that, with her saying, I am your daughter. Yeah. That's what I mean. It's got to be the worst possible type of mind game ever. Good evening, Slim Shady. Welcome back, Slim. Hope you're well, my friend. Living the dream this evening. Legs 11. Two little ducks. I had a rough childhood. My mum doesn't like me. I'm too much like her mum and sister. I took a DNA test years ago. Bought my family. Then one Christmas, I am theirs. I was hoping. Yeah. You never know, innit? This seems to be quite common, the horrible childhood type scenario. But yeah, I was adopted. Can't say that done me any favours, but nonetheless, it is what it is. 11:15. High security at home, not normal. When she and her twin brother Sean, so Emily, got home from university in December 2024, she found there was more security at the home. She said there was a lot more security in place around the house, and there was an alarm to alert the police if she ever came. I think that isn't normal. It was just the thought of her turning up. That's awful. You're in your own house just dreading someone turning up because they're mentally unstable, in my opinion. She said there were CCTV cameras around the outside of the house with screens in the kitchen for monitoring them. She described walking home from a Christmas market with a friend and warning her that Julia might be outside the house. See what I mean? Like, to live like that, it's not fair. It's not fair. Like to Emily and Sean either. It's just, they're younger as well. I mean, at 19 minutes past 11, when asked why she didn't believe Julia was her sister, Madeline, Emily told the jury, because she was on the radar of the police and my family since 2022. So by 2024, I just knew it wasn't her. I had a feeling there would be something about her I would recognise or believe more. I didn't think she looked like us, and she is Polish and has a Polish family who are her parents. So it didn't make any sense to me. So there we go. She's spot on. That's basically it. She is Polish. 100% Polish. Yep. Yeah, that's the whole purpose of parents, isn't it? Yep. Yeah, see, someone has to. Yeah. I divorced my early parents, but they're not worth the bother. Yeah, exactly that, mate. It's just not worth it, is it? Oh, whatever. Thing is, when you're an adult, you can just carry on with your life and just ignore people that you don't want around you, or anyone that's been bad to you or treated you or whatever. You could just go, do you know what? I'll pretend you don't exist. Happy days. 11:25. Wandelt's supporters also got in touch. See, that's the bad side of it. See, people who believe her then think, oh, let me take it upon myself to do such and such. Like that's, and like we got that weird Robert Ingerzyler or something. What is that bloke on Facebook? I even said to him, like, I'll give you an interview. He's that adamant that Julia is Madeleine McCann. He says he's psychic. He can see it's Madeline. He goes to the prison to see Madeline. Don't say Julia. I mean, this man is full on, like, I've done a video on him. If you go back and look, saying like he's dangerous, like seriously unstable, and he like threatens women as well. But I mean, he's literally full on cuckoo. Yeah, someone like that would actually go and visit someone like Kate and Gerry to say this and that, sticking up for Julia when it's completely and utterly fabricated. That's dangerous. And he said other people sent her messages asking why she was refusing to take a DNA test with Julia. So basically going to get bullied as well. Said one person sent her a video of Julia, but she didn't watch it and blocked the sender. Good. So she says she'd never received so many messages in support of any other individuals claiming to be her older sister. She said that she had blocked Julia on other social media platforms. Julia messaged her again in September 2024 using LinkedIn. Emily told the jury, I thought it was quite extreme, reaching out on a jobs platform. And then Emily has completed her evidence. She got through it, done well. Happy days. So, but that's just, ooh. Oh, we had that the other day. You need to click on the top where it says top chat, click it, and then click on live chat, and then it should all be there. Your last one I've got is legs 11. Legs 11! And I replied with 2 little ducks. I didn't literally reply there, I just said it. But let me know if that's the one. JFK, yep. Yeah, get themselves at it. Like if you too many full stops and exclamations or anything like that, then it does delete it. But the last one, if I go back and say that I think you deleted a comment I made, by going back it says legs 11, and before that I think fame and money. They're the last two I can see, and I normally see all of them. Nothing gets held out. So yeah, it should. If it wipes it, it says to you, it comes up with like a red cross in it, all red, going blah blah blah, some rubbish like that. But from what I can see, but try again, mate. Try and write it in a different way, maybe, or try and sneak around the YouTube-ness. At 11:35, Sean's evidence in a police statement. The jury will not be hearing directly from Sean, Emily's twin brother. Instead, they have heard his statements to the police read out in court. In the statement, he said he was first contacted by Julia on Instagram in November 24. He said, from Julia, I had a few messages on Instagram in 24. At the time, I was not too impacted because I blocked Julia straight away. I would have found it annoying. I wasn't interested in what she had to say. I do not believe she is Madeline. He said he had taken his surname off his social media accounts. He had, I'm aware Julia may be suffering from her mental health to draw her beliefs. He said he ignored her to avoid causing upset to myself. He said that the way it had been upsetting his family had been the most distressing thing for him. He said the fact Julia is doing this has caused me a great deal of distress. It's obviously upsetting to see it affect my parents and my sister Emily. So it's just, this is all shades of wrong. I mean, this is just one idiot who falsely, and she knows she's not Madeline, to keep all this going, to literally push it to the point with everyone like egging her on and giving her money to make out she's someone she knows she is not, to end it up here in court, and now the McCanns have to go through this. Things like this just wind me right up. People like Julia, when I'm like that, I'm just like, do 10 years, mate. Just stay banged up 10 years. And then when you come out, you've got to go straight to Poland, and you're not allowed to contact any of them ever again. And if you do, you get locked up for another 10 years. That's what I'd say. I'd just put an end to it. There's literally no need for this, because Julia knows who she is. She knows exactly who she is and isn't. And I think it's absolutely disgusting. So whatever she does get, she deserves it, and then some. At 9 minutes past 12, the family friend was next to give evidence. Eleanor McQueen has been sworn in to give evidence. She said her mother and Kate McCann were lifelong friends and she had been close to the family all her life. She said Madeleine felt like her little sister. She said she was a bit younger than me, but she was like a little sister to me, so I have a lot of memories of her. She said she didn't pay much attention to the media coverage of Madeleine's case, but Julia had been someone Kate had mentioned to her. She said because there was quite a lot of social media attention, Julia's attention was quite relentless. Yeah, stalker. 12:15. Miss McQueen said she remembers getting a message from Julia in June 2024. So even... So it's not just family, even the friends and the auntie that we heard. I mean, is this for real? I mean, is she really... Are you on a phone? Different on a phone, yeah. This problem often the same, has no understanding of humour or sarcasm. No, it doesn't. The system just like, whoop. Well, it's there this time. Shot. Yeah, I dread to think. I dread to think, mate. And 40k, that's probably an understatement, maybe, really. I mean, it's ridiculous. Like, all this because she's got some fabricated rubbish in her head. She knows, like I said, she knows who she is and who she isn't. So for her to be doing all this, for it to get this far, I mean, she should have just pleaded guilty. And said, like, I know exactly everything I've done, I am guilty. It would have saved all of this, but no. But then she's probably craving the attention from the court, hence why she shouts out and cries and tries to make it all about her. That's, I mean, what's she doing? Oh, I'm glad the world gives us copy, mate. Things like this. But yeah. Where was a lot of messages? Mr. McQueen says she remembers getting a message from Julia Wandelt in 2024, which she ignored. Then in February this year, she discovered a large number of messages she had not seen on Facebook. She said Julia wanted her to help her get in touch with Kate and Gerry. Said she seemed to know my mum was very close with Kate and was also trying to get my mum to speak to Kate. See what I mean? This, like the way she's branching out, this is full on creepy. She was trying DNA evidence to say she was MADDIE and had feelings or memories that made her believe she is MADDIE. There's no DNA evidence anywhere on this planet that says she's Madeleine McCann. None at all. Other than being told that she was like Polish with Romanian, Lithuanian traces. Other than that, nothing. So she's not MADDIE. Yet she's trying to claim there's DNA evidence to say she was. That's because she was misreading all the markers and lying. She said no one believed who she was, and she seemed very aggravated and upset that no one believed she was MADDIE. Truth hurts, maybe. She said she did not pass anything on to Kate. Good for you. Well done, Miss McQueen. I wouldn't have passed anything on either. I would have just said to her, look, I'm being harassed by her as well, just so you know. And you don't need to know what she's sending to me because you got enough on your plate with this psycho Julia contacting her direct. Then there's no escape for Kate or Gerry, was there? Miss McQueen said Julia's messages to her were disturbing. Julia claims she had taken DNA tests that suggests she was Madeleine McCann and described having similar eyes and moles on her body to Madeleine. No, she doesn't. Wandelt said she was begging Miss McQueen to help her get in touch with Kate and Gerry and claimed to have memories of her life with them. That's weird. I mean, that's a special kind of lying to yourself there, isn't it? Mr. McQueen told the jury, I thought it was quite disturbing. It made me feel uncomfortable. Yes. For someone to say they remember memories from this was quite difficult. Bearing in mind she's free. No, they had lunch at 12:30. But I don't remember nothing. I think she is, yes. I think you're right, Fred, yeah. I think Spragg is on legal aid too. Now, me. Main character syndrome, the scourge of the digital age. Exactly that. Exactly that. I like that. Main character syndrome. Is that actually a thing? People like me think they're like an NPC, a non-player character. That's what I'm probably. I'm a nobody. I'm a nothing. But I can live with that because I'm happy. But main character syndrome, is that actually a proper thing? MCS, main character syndrome. I like that. I have a clear memory of how not doing. Never happened. Young boys. Yeah, I married Kylie Minogue. I did. She doesn't know it, but we did. I have a clear memory. It definitely happened, Your Honour. But that's it. I mean, but she's literally getting to the point where she's actually lying to herself. Yeah, it is a thing. It is a thing. Oh well. So yeah, that is a good way of summing her up, and but more her than that Karen Spragg, because she's like the sidekick, isn't she? She's like the Robin to Batman. She's like the Penfold to Danger Mouse. So yeah, the Watson to Sherlock. I could do all day. I could, but Debbie was so sweet. My wife's called Debbie. Is that? um, but yeah, I think. I mean, like I said, I'm happy being a non-player character, NPC, just staying out of it. I like just doing this YouTube stuff and living the dream. Do you know what I mean? Lucky I don't YouTube to survive financially, because I'll be screwed, mate. I'll be screwed. I had a good day yesterday. I made, I think it was £1.49 on ad revenue. Yeah, that's right up, mate. It's normally between 20p to 80p a day I can make. Definitely an NPC. But it builds up over time. I mean, I think this channel's going for about a year now. October. I started last October, about the 20th or something. I can't remember, but it's around then, October. Towards the end of October. So I've been going like about a year. So I can't moan, can I? I can, but I've got no right to moan. Just do my thing. I keep doing this, that, and everything else. People are like, what are you talking about, mate? But I love it all. So I'll do a bit of the news. I'll do reviews. I'm looking at Shapeshifters. Don't forget to check that out. And we're going to have Shapeshifter videos next week and all. Next Thursday. Shapeshifters. I love the UFO stuff. Yeah, I like a bit of all of it. I've been doing a lot of the news lately as well. There's been quite a lot of crazy stuff going on. But yeah. The third and final live witness the jury will hear from today will be Linda McQueen, mother of the previous witness Eleanor McQueen. Linda McQueen has been a lifelong friend of Kate McCann. Miss McQueen will be the last witness today. That's at 1:54. So we've heard from her daughter, like it says here, yeah. She is the mother of Eleanor McQueen, Linda McQueen. Mrs. McQueen told the jury she had known Kate for 55 years since Kate's family moved into the same street as her in Liverpool. She said she had gone on holiday with Kate and Gerry and was Sean McCann's godmother. She learned about Julia in 2023 when Kate spoke to her about the defendant. She said, "It's very triggering to talk about these things for Kate and Gerry, so I followed their lead." She said she became aware of Kate's distress over Julia in 2024. She said there was very persistent contact, very overwhelming. It wasn't just Kate. She wanted to get hold of anybody who could get through to Kate. Kate seemed to be the main target. That's basically it, a target. That sort of sums it up, doesn't it? Literally a target. That's all she's doing. So you're not NPC, you have your own opinions. NPCs only follow the message. Oh, so I'm upgraded. Whee! I've always thought I was an NPC. So I had a weird dream last night, like about being an NPC, and then something like a bomb scare or something to do with the PBD podcast or something. There we go. I thought I'd say that on the 9th of October at 5:36. It was a dream, but just weird. But it was a strange dream. I've had dreams before and they've actually happened, which was scary. But don't get me started about that. But yes, I'm not an NPC. Thanks, Slim. Upgraded me. Appreciate it. Anyway, where was I? At 2:04 p.m. today. In August 24, a message was sent by Julia to Mrs. McQueen on Facebook Messenger, but Mrs. McQueen didn't see the message. She said it went into spam. Over the years, we've had contact from other people, and if you don't recognise the person, you ignore it. Yeah, definitely. That's nuts. Like, that she's actually getting hold of Kate's friends and their daughters. I mean, what on earth is she thinking? If I had seen it, I probably ignored it. She said the finally saw. She said she, innit? Not she said the. She said she finally saw the message in February this year after her daughter Eleanor received. She said, I realised I had them as well. She had 2 messages from Julia, she said. It's the worst nightmare, isn't it? At 2:09, Mrs. McQueen said she did not respond to the messages from Wandelt, and after finally spotting the Facebook messages in February this year, she blocked Julia from contacting her again. She said she did not receive any other contact from Julia. One of the messages sent to Miss McQueen said, Hi, from what I've learned, you are one of the few people who believe Madeline is alive. Playing that angle. I really need to have my DNA samples compared with Madeline's parents' DNA. Mr. McQueen said she thought the message was to pressure her to contact Kate, to get under Kate's skin. This weird fascination, like, there's literally nothing even remotely close to make anyone think, yes, we need to do a DNA test. Nothing. Louise Russell, welcome. Thank you for contacting. Welcome for thank you for messaging. Funny how whoever is court artist is using the same image for Julia as for Lucy Letby. They look very similar. That's a court artist for you, isn't it? It can't be bothered just. But you could probably get away with using that. Yeah, you're right. Good observational skills, Louise. True NPC tend to blindly follow while you can think critically. Yeah, I'm an upgrade. I've been upgraded, so that's good. That's weird though, because I always like, you know, I don't over-egg stuff. I'm just like, all right, I'm an NPC. I'll get on with my life. You know what I mean? Walking around, ding, 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 ding. But yeah, I do question everything. I'm one of them weirdos. I often have weird dreams. At this time, they are full of fears. The current global situation has me worried more than I like to admit. Yeah, psychologically, innit? And it like plays with you. Things I can go, like when I come out of hospital after my heart attack, I didn't have any dreams. Not for a long time. 8, 9 months maybe, I'd say, I guess. Yeah, I'd say something like that. Maybe because like I was so happy to be alive, like I was quite do you know what I mean? So fly the navigator. I don't know why I did that. They should have got Rembrandt to do the artwork. He hasn't done much lately. Very good, Slim. Slim's on the ball. That's very good. Right, where was I? What was the time of this one? This is 2:18 today. Because it didn't go on for much longer than that either. Mrs. McQueen was asked what she thought about Julia's message listing physical similarities between Julia and Madeline. Mrs. McQueen replied, it's really upsetting. We've all got memories of Madeline. For someone else to assume those memories is appalling, really. Exactly, that's what I'm trying to say. However, she added that she had concerns about Julia's mental state, and she said she did feel sorry for her. And that's basically what she wants, basically, isn't it? I mean, basically, mate, basically. I need to think of a different word. She said, Julia claims she was a close DNA match to Gerry McCann, but Miss McQueen said that didn't make sense as Julia was also asking for a DNA test to be carried out. Julia told Miss McQueen that her Polish family had also refused to do DNA tests. That's a lie. Her mum agreed. Her mum said, yes, you pay for it, I'll do it. And then that was the end of it. Julia sort of shut up about that because her mum basically called her bluff. And then she'd say, no, it was faked. They're hiding it up. They're putting someone else's DNA in. The jury is sent home until tomorrow. We won't be adding any further updates. Dun, dun, dun. And there we have it. And there's Julia. So it's a lot shorter in court today. I don't smoke. I quit cigarettes and wacky backy. Don't really drink alcohol. Don't gamble. It's good to question things. I always say question everything, including yourself. It's a good way to look at things. I can admit when I'm wrong, no problem. Yeah, I'm like that. I always say in this, I'll say stuff, and I was like, oh, unless you Google it or whatever, find out I'm wrong, let me know. I like to know when I'm wrong because I don't want to keep saying the wrong thing. I want to be corrected so I can say the correct thing from then on. So yes, I have no issue being wrong. Sometimes it hurts. So, what? I'm sure I was right. I was wrong earlier actually. Something about Brave Star. Speed of a Puma. I thought it was Manimal. So I got that wrong as well. So there you go. I can take it on the chin. On my bearded chin. I already dreamed before I started smoking. So I never really missed it. But I'm curious if I stopped what I dream of. Yeah, you probably have scatty dreams to start with. Whee! Exactly, you learn regardless, so no shame. No, knowledge is power. It can't be you shouldn't be scared to be corrected and then learn from it. I mean, like I say, I always say knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. But that picture of Julia, the artist impression. Oh, Emily McCann. I was gonna say that doesn't look nothing like her. So yeah. But this is what was written an hour ago with regards to today. I saved it because it was a write-up, you know what I mean? But there's the two in question. On the left is Karen, on the right is Julia. Not that I'm sure you know that. But basically, saying like even Emily, as we just heard, played with emotions and sent creepy messages. But it's a bit stupid. Like this is the weird bit that got me. Like Miss Wandelt and Karen Spragg deny stalking Kate and Gerry McCann. How can they deny it? That winds me up. There's literally evidence online. Like you can watch like Sean Atwood. You can find the video where Julia's recorded the actual phone call, like phoning, and then Gerry says like bugger off basically. That is online. You can find it. You can see. And then when he hangs up, she calls straight back. So she's harassing there. But I don't understand how either of them got the nerve to deny stalking charges. It's an absolute... Over the course of the first day of messages, Miss McCann said Julia told her that she had hypnosis sessions and had flashbacks. That's just rubbish. I think she's fabricating it. Absolutely 100% fabrications. It's all up in, cuckoo land. Like that. 29th of April contained images in a message of the pair and said, give me a chance to prove it. Miss McCann said she clearly altered pictures to make me more like her, which was quite disturbing. I mean, that is... Trust sweaty nightmares. They settles the common variation of the current emotional settings. Yep. Lies are gonna lie. Yep. It's on record. They recorded themselves harassing him. Yeah, literally. Prosecutor has to prove harmful intent, or just intent, like to prove the stalking, harm, or harmful intent. I think if you notice, they're using the word that we used yesterday, accosted, not approached, accosted. The word distressing and distressed has been used a lot. So I think that, in theory, could come under harmful intent if that's what they're going for. But I assume they, causing alarm and distress is a charge, isn't it? So, they've had all like the CCTV stuff put in and actually got a police alarm button, panic alarm button and everything. So, I mean, it's all there. But yeah, the prosecutor has to prove beyond reasonable doubt, obviously, on any charge, as we know. So, to prove harmful intent, maybe that's what they have to, mate. Maybe they do, Fred. I don't know. But I assume there's a certain bar they've got to prove beyond, even though it's all slapped all over the internet. Everything. But I think the word, like I say, the words like distressed, accosted, etc., are going to help. Hence why they're using those words. Cheeky. Completely agree, and the mind can play tricks on you if you're going to be prone to delusions and fantastical thinking. Yep. Otherwise, you'd be like Muhammad and so I was on a flying donkey. Think if they can show the average person would perceive it as harassment, stalking, it's enough. Yeah. Because, the jury of 12. I can't see him taking it any other way, personally. It's just, I mean, to me it's obvious. I don't know, maybe to you it is as well. But, so yeah, I mean, the stalking, the way it's just continuous. And when they say no and she comes back for more for harassment. So yeah, I mean, even what we've done, it's been proved beyond reasonable doubt, surely. Because they're all saying it. All of them. And then Julia obviously even had a little tearful outburst going, why are you doing this to me? And all that. So she knows it's damaging because she sat there listening to it. But that's her probably trying to get everyone to sort of feel sorry for, oh, okay, we won't say anything then. That's the way she thinks. Cuckoo nest. Full on cuckoo nest. Reality is a downer. All too often you can be the Adonis in your dreamscape. Yep, sometimes dreams are a better place to be. Yep, like Muhammad. This flying donkey. Apparently he flew on his donkey, but he was still in bed. Alright, Muhammad, you lunatic. Marrying a 6-year-old, what you like? They blocked her, told her contact was unwanted. Police told her to stop, to no avail. Exactly. I mean, to then continue, that's harassment and stalking. All this sitting outside their houses and that. And then flying over from Poland. Like someone actually lent her or donated to her £200 and then £1,000. And apparently he lives in Portsmouth and he's just up the road from me. But I don't know who. I'd love to know who he is. Try and talk to him, but the defence will claim it's reasonable. Yeah, they got no way that's reasonable. But yeah, I mean, they probably say, oh, they're going to try and downplay it. Of course they are. But when you got people like Jerry going, oh, leave me alone. You're not Madeline, bugger off. Then what can they say? But yeah, I think the defence will claim it's reasonable, but it's not. So, happy days. I'm tempted to quit for a month, but it's a huge help with stress, and my father is starting in hospice, so probably not anytime soon. I found Like, I didn't think I'd ever be able to stop. And my mind has never been clearer since I've stopped. So, however you think it's good for you, it's probably your brain lying to you, because that's what it was like for me. Honestly, I'd panic if I didn't have any. Like, I would not sleep if I didn't smoke it, this, that, and everything else. And ever since I had my heart attack, like, I come out of hospital literally 15 months ago. Haven't touched it. My depression's better. Still there, but it's a lot better. It's a lot easier to manage. And all the other stuff, my brain's just clear. So, however you think the old Mary Jane helps, it probably doesn't. It's all like your brain lying to you. Possibly, but it was for me. Did you ever contact your biological parents? Yes, I found my mother, but she was too busy watching telly when I went round there. She had the telly quite loud. We couldn't really talk. I was like, right. So, and I've never met my dad ever. And he didn't even know him. He was gone before I was even born. So, but yeah, I found my mother. I got a tattoo, but then I had it covered over because she didn't care. So the grass isn't greener, so that was useless. So a bit pointless. But yeah, I found her, but obviously, she's seen me, whatever. I lent her some money as well. They should be held accountable as well for playing into Julie's actions as well. Yeah, I honestly thought that Sean Atwood and Ron Swanson, for doing what they were doing and saying, like, for people to donate money, all part of the fraud. I thought that something might have happened and they'd be held accountable for certain things, but maybe not. But they could just say, well, we never said this, said that. It was just all part of it, and we were duped by Julia, so they can put it all back on Julia, maybe. But we all know Sean Atwood he'd do anything. He'd probably sell his own mum and dad for bloody 50 quid or something, wouldn't he? Oh, is it Stephen Dempsey? Is that his name? Just made a note. But yeah, can you imagine £1,000? Like, that's a lot of money, Fred, mate. I wouldn't be giving it to someone like Fruit Loopy. I'd rather give it to my missus or one of my kids, one of my grandkids, but not Julia. But that just goes to show how many idiots are out there who want something like that to just grasp at straws and would just take anything like that at face value. It's just. I think one of the articles mentioned she told Kate she could make a police report or get a restraining order. That's awareness of behaviour across the line. Yes, I think that was yesterday. I think we said that in the reply. Because, yeah, Kate said something. She said, well, you can always notify the police and get a restraining order. So I think I even said at the time that for her to say that, she must be aware that her actions are a little bit, dodge. He won the lottery, I think. Probably did, mate. £1,000. Blimey, heck. Very true, the brain. It's a powerful tool. Yep, it lied to me for years. Thinking I needed this, needed that, and then I didn't. So, but I'm 15 months. No smoke, no cigarettes, nothing. So, boom. Was it you're much better off without her if she cared so little? You deserve better. Yeah, basically it, mate. Me and the missus went round there and that and didn't go back. Basically, didn't go back. But, I've seen her, so I know what she looks like. So, happy days. I can sort of see that she was my biological mother. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, that was it, really. Um, didn't really see no reason to carry that on because my sister, obviously, me and my sister, like, met her, but my sister actually met. No, she didn't. My sister literally arranged to meet her biological dad because we had different dads, which we didn't know. But she found her real dad but she unalived herself maybe a week before she was supposed to meet him, which was a bit strange. So I thought she would have been looking forward to that, but everything else was too much. So, but yeah, I didn't realise like we had different dads, but obviously we always thought we were full on brother and sister. But I found I had another sister, and we had the same mum and the same dad. But she kept her and had me and my other sister adopted, obviously. So it is what it is. So true, Sean and Ron were definitely in for the clout, not for the truth or even Julia. No, I don't think they were. I mean, all this. Sean out the character seems to be a total git. Never wanted him. Don't know anything about him. Yeah. He's the biggest grifter on the planet, mate. Biggest grifter on the planet. Yeah, it is what it is. Oh, it is what it is, because I actually thought it would be me before her, but you know, the way I was going. But obviously, I don't know. I have this on, so I think that might have been the difference. I don't know. But some things can be a lot more powerful than you think, especially in the mind. But then I am married with kids, and she was single. She divorced her wife. That didn't work out. It's a lot harder for her as well, like those years growing up, like being gay and all this and that and everyone else. But we've always struggled with this and that. But we had a lot to deal with in the childhood, because like with me and my sister, like we always had each other, but we were adopted, but then they had their own kids. They always wanted their own son and daughter, and lo and behold, they ended up with their own son and daughter. So me and my sister was just nothing, like, could have been ghosts. So they didn't give two hoots about that. So it doesn't matter what we wanted to do, what our life was going to take us, we're literally going to get no help, nothing, just sod off. Literally, like, we could have died, no one would have given a crap. Do you know what I mean? It's like that. And then obviously it's my sister that I found that she was drinking more. I luckily stopped. I mean, I was drinking like a fish, but I managed to stop. So I had none of that. But I stopped the drinking because it was getting silly. I was going out. I could go down the pub, spend 180 quid. Then on the way home, I'll get a bottle of vodka, come home, drink that, go back over to the off licence, get half a bottle of brandy, and then wake up on the sofa like, oh, do you know what I mean? It's disgraceful. It's just getting stupid. I thought, I can't be doing this. I'm married with kids, mate. So luckily, my missus like, yeah, you try going a weekend without alcohol. And if my missus says that, I'll go 2 weeks without alcohol. And that's how it started. I ended up going, I think it was about 17 years without a drink. And then obviously my son had his 18th birthday. I had a drink with him. But I hardly ever drink now either. So, but my sister's like, she had nothing else, so she was drinking. And then we found she was gambling just to feel good. And it basically went downhill from there, which annoyed me because we were both in a bad place at the time, and we weren't really talking. Where we've always been in contact. We used to meet up, like she'd come round our house on a Friday or a Saturday. We'll have drinks and party and dance and get pissed, have a laugh. Do you know what I mean? But it all went Pete Tong really in a mental health side of things. We didn't see each other for a while. When I got that phone call, I was just like crazy. But yeah. Glad you're still here and great to know you. Thank you for sharing your thoughts with us. So about time I spoke about it. I'm not, never, ever, ever want to talk about it, but when you get to a certain age, and once you've died for over 3 minutes, you just look at life totally different. So it's strange. Sometimes your story could, you could talk to 1 million people, but it helps one, then it's worth opening your mouth. Because if you keep your mouth shut, maybe that person, do you know what I mean? So it's best to be open, talk. So if anyone asks me any questions now, I should just, whatever, see you later. Oh, boy, do you know what I mean? Panic. But now I'm just like, do you know what? I'll face it, I'll answer it. And yes, I will answer the question to you honestly as I see it. May not apply to you, it may. Like with smoking the Mary Jane, do you know what I mean? I'll say, like, literally my brain was lying to me, telling me I had to have it. Like I would never sleep, this, that, panic. And then obviously after being in hospital and coming out, realised it was just all a lie. My brain was lying to me, geez. My own brain. What can you do? Was I feel it must have been hard. Stay strong. You made yourself a better life. That is respect worthy. Bless you. Thanks, Slim. Yeah, being married with kids makes you think different as well. Do you know what I mean? I've always, like I said, I've always been one to keep it in. So you know, the longer you keep it in, the easier it got. Which it shouldn't be, really. You think it the harder it was, but because I wasn't drinking or anything like that, it wasn't blowing up in my brain or anything and making me want to think dark thoughts or nothing. So what can I do? I was a huge alcoholic. I would drink and pray to not wake up. Yeah, that. It was all depression. I didn't realise how bad off I was. Yeah, I mean, I did. My wife said in the end, like, you need to go to the doctors, mate, because like you're not yourself. She noticed. I thought I'd always be stuck in a bottle. It's so freeing and better without. Yeah, 100%, 100%. But good for you for stopping. Like I say, I managed 17 years, and then you know, I wouldn't say I was an alcoholic. I was just binge drinking and getting myself at it, trying to escape and blah blah blah. But I wouldn't actually. I was never addicted to alcohol. I'd have to stop that. Obviously, the weed's a bit different, and cigarettes. But that, I mean, even that though, I think where I died and come back and come out of hospital 9 days later, I think that was my reset. I think I was a bit blessed there. Like no withdrawals, no this, that, anything else. Just happy to be alive. Do you know what I mean? It's funny how death actually makes you change your mind. There's me who spent half my life like just wanting to unalive myself, do this, do that, and then obviously when you have a heart attack and die, I don't want to die. Weird, isn't it? It's absolutely crazy. It's funny old world. Quit drinking, still working on the smoke. Yeah, one at a time. There's no rush, isn't it? But you know, and even sometimes like the smoking, like might not even be a case of like you have to quit smoking. More, you could just cut down. I mean, I used to have it in my head like I was smoking maybe I don't know 20, 25 maybe, depending on the day. And then I dropped that to about 15-ish. You know, I was going between 12, maybe 16 type scenario. And I was just lowering it because I always knew I like at some point I might actually quit smoking. And it was the smoking that actually caused the heart attack, not food or anything like that. So literally stop smoking or die. Let me think about that one. But you can always cut down. If you smoke 20 a day, smoke 18, then smoke 16. Do you know what I mean? But sometimes, you know, you could really trying to quit something could have an adverse effect because it stresses you out and you're panicking and then you end up smoking more anyway. But there's no point for that. So if you're not in the right place and you're not in the right frame of mind to do so, then don't. So, like you say, if you're still working on the smoking, then it takes another 10 years to work it out. Then so be it. That's just the way it is. But you can't stress yourself out over doing something that you wish you didn't do, because if you do smoke it, you're a lot more mentally settled because you're like, oh, I've got to quit, got to quit, got to quit. Put yourself in in the hole, like, oh, I've got to quit, and you're like putting all this pressure on myself for no reason. I don't need it. It's stressing me out. Yeah, well, just have a ciggy then. That's what I say. The devil's vomit, yeah, because it always ends you like that. Thank you for showing testimony is powerful. Thank you, Boost. Yeah, like I say, I'm not one to really say much, but caught me on the hop. I don't know how we ended up here. Your life experience happens for a reason if it's just to help yourself and your children. But when you're honest, you can help many others. Yeah, exactly. Do you know what I mean? My son had a totally different life, obviously. I made sure he got everything. Spoilt, you might say. Oops. But then if he wants to carry on having the best things in life, he's got to work, hasn't he? So, plan worked. Everything he has, Nike. It's got to be Nike. Don't want anything else. Nike. Well, you earn the money, you can buy it. He's like, I'm earning the money, so I'll do buy it. Well, there you go. See, it worked. Spoiled, but in a good way, maybe. Or is there such a thing as a... Thank you, Liam. Thank you. I tried to cut down on my way to quitting. That's it. Literally, I was about to say that. Slowly but surely. Did you watch Piers Morgan's interview with Jordan Peterson's daughter? Which one was that? Is that the one where she's saying like all that pain she was in and it was awful. It was awful. What she used to do, and then why the Lions diet, wasn't it? It was just meat and that, and then happy days. Yeah, I do admire her. Oh, Michaela Peterson, I think her name is. Yeah, that's why I'm gonna hate it. It has a grip of me that I can't shake off. It makes me ashamed of myself. No point. How many people smoke on this planet, mate? Why would you be ashamed of yourself? No point being ashamed. If you want to have a ciggy, have a ciggy. Blimey. I'd never feel ashamed of yourself. You are who you are. You smoke for a reason. If it's that bad, stop. If it's not, and you think, do you know what? I actually enjoy having a ciggy, or I enjoy ciggy with a pint, then do it. Blimey heck. We only live once, mate. Life's too short to sit around being ashamed just because you have a ciggy. As an ex-smoker, I'm not going to sit around telling people, oh, you shouldn't do it. Oh, you're going to die and have a heart attack like me. Ooh. I'll just say, look, the cause of my heart attack was smoking. Whether you smoke or not, it's up to you. I'll never, like, you're not going to turn around. I know some people are, whatever, but I would never turn around and say, oh, I don't want to be friends with him because he smokes. I'd never turn around and say, oh, I don't want to be friends with him because he smokes marijuana. I'm not like that. I'm like, if you're a good person, you're a good person. Everyone has a vice. Do you know what I mean? And at the end of the day, if you're sitting there and you have a ciggy, that's a lot better than any Class A's and God knows what. Do you know what I mean? So enjoy your ciggy, mate. Enjoy it. Great minds think alike. Oh, they do, slowly but surely. the demonology stuff. Demonology. It's a shame that I can't stop when I really want to. It's willpower though, isn't it, geez? Maybe you're not meant to. Maybe you're meant to like sit down and enjoy it with a pint. Innit? So I'd still sit down and have a drink with you if you had a ciggy. I'd have the window open, but I wouldn't moan about you having a smoke. But no, you enjoy it, mate. Too many people want to go around thinking they're all high and mighty and judge people and give them their opinion when it's not even warranted. Nor my opinion about you in your life has got absolute zero to do with you, innit? Because you're like, mate, who are you to say that or think that? Whatever. It doesn't change you as a person. It's who you are up here, in there. Oh, what? So you have a fag? Oh, what? You're a bad person then? Said no one ever. Innit? I mean, you got e-cigs now. Maybe buy an e-cig, have that sat there, and then one day you just pick that up, and then the next one you have a ciggy. Next time you have a bit of e-cig. Next time, do you know what I mean? It's all about nicotine levels, isn't it? I don't know. I'm making it up as I go along, geese. But I did, because I quit smoking ages ago, and that was with an e-cig. About 6 weeks I'd done, and then my e-cig broke when I was at work, so I grabbed someone. Like, give me a ciggy. So that ruined that. But yeah, we are who we are, and we do what we do. You smoking doesn't harm anyone. Maybe yourself. Throw that in there. So maybe look at it a different way and say, do you know what? I enjoy a cigarette, and no one's got the right to tell me that I can't. Like people do it with cigars. So drop the ashamed. That can go. And you say, no, I don't really do much in life, but the thing I do enjoy is a cigarette. Well, there you go then. Yeah, my missus done that. So, but she's been diagnosed with some weird OCPD or OPCD or some weird thing. She's got an inhaler now. So, but yeah, I did see that there. So that's not a problem, Slim. I am the voice of reason. I was supposed to be doing like proper videos like on here as well, which were get deep and whatever. But every time it comes to it, I'm like, nah. No one gives a crap what I think. But not that it really matters. Do you know what I mean? But whether you smoke or even have Mary Jane or any. No one cares. It's your life, mate. You live it. Look in the mirror and smile. Be proud of it. Sod it. I am who I am. I'm a good man. You know, you're a good dad. You're obviously a good man. You obviously worked all your life. Do you know what I mean? You're entitled to have a ciggy. Blimey. Spark it up and tell yourself, I enjoy this. I earned this. Innit? That'll put a different spin on it. I've noticed I don't smoke as much when I'm busy. It's when I'm relaxed and stop that the craving starts. Yeah, because it's to do with the brain being busy. You're occupied. I used to be like that at work. I could go like 4 or 5 hours working, like laying bricks or whatever, or whatever it was, security, in a place where I can't go and have a ciggy break because it's security. Can't leave for security reasons. And when you do stop though, and you have that cigarette, oh, that's a nice cigarette though, isn't it? I waited 4 hours, 5 hours for this. So my father, oh, that's it, COPD, that's the one. I smoke both, but the cigs are the worst. Yeah, because I think it was cigarettes, it's all tar and everything in it with e-cigs. They're supposed to be 95% better than, but it worries me when you hear about this popcorn lung and everything like that. You're a bit like, what? What, mate? What? So that's what I used to be like. That's my breakfast, or used to be. Coffee and a cig. Love it. Nescafe. And if I'm out and about, Coster. Got to have me Coster. So, anyway. Right. Dinner time. Whee! I can hear downstairs. Wife says she's going to do a fry up. So, I'm on it. I'm on it, mate. But happy days. Right, that is day 4. Still my currently indulging. Yeah, indulge. Good luck. What, my dinner? You know about my wife's cooking, do you? But anyway. Oh, it's Friday tomorrow, isn't it? I smoke like a lum sitting at the PC on the web. What was I thinking? Friday tomorrow? Yes, we're at 7 o'clock tomorrow, isn't it? I might do an earlier one, see what's going on in the world of the news and that. I might do an earlier one, but it's 7 p.m. and you can come up, and if there's anything you want to talk about, you can. So she is, but I think she might be low on the IQs because she married me. But yeah. So 7 p.m. tomorrow. I might do the 1 o'clock, but I'll be doing the update for day 5 in court at 4:45. So that'll probably go 6. I'll have a break, and then 7 o'clock we go live. And if anyone wants to jump up, is there anything you want to talk about? You can come up and talk about it. Any questions you want to ask, you can come up and you can ask. Because that's the way we roll. Because Friday is about you. You've had me and my verbal diarrhea all the other days. So happy days. So, in the words of Slim, good evening all. I don't know why I had to say that so creepy there. Have a good evening all. It sounds quite creepy, doesn't it? Yes, you try. It's support that counts. But yeah, if you're about, I might be live at 1 tomorrow, depending on what's going on. But 7 o'clock definitely tomorrow, and 4:45 definitely for day 5 catch up spill on the court case and see what's going on. So happy days. So everyone have a beautifully sound evening, and until tomorrow, thank you all in the chat. Learning to Live, Slim, and Fred, and everyone else I forgot. Thank you all for being in there. And I will see you tomorrow at 4:45 for the court, 7 p.m. for you to come and have a chat. So until then, that is the wizard's words.